Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to my channel. Today is day number 9 of Follow a Sketch Friday and day 10 of 100 sketchy videos. We are using this sketch right here by Susan Stringfellow, and I thought that this sketch would be a great sketch to use up some 6x6 papers. So let's see what I can do. Right, so like I said, I figured that this sketch would be a great way to use up some 6x6 paper. So I have this Getaway paper pad from Echo Park, and it's got some double-sided papers. It is very travel themed. One of my favorite things to do is trim down a 4x6 photo to 5.5. That way I can use a 6x6 paper pad to photo mat that photo. I'm also going to flip through the paper pad and kind of figure out which designs I want to use. Now, I had to refer back to my sketch to see exactly how many blocks of color that it had, and I thought that it had 4. I think I do 4. And then, yeah, I do 4, and then I look back at it and then decide I need to do a 5th one. Now, I'm just going to trim down this paper pad until it is truly 6x6. It does have that edge on it because there's a hole in it that it can be hung on a wire rack. So I trim that down, and then I start trimming it down to 2-inch strips. And I realize it would be so much easier if I trimmed it down to 4 and then down to 2. Efficiency, people. Efficiency. So I go ahead and I do that, and then the other 2-inch strip that I will have, that just gets put off to the side. It's going to go in my lovely leftovers pile, and I will figure out if I can make something with it. Now I decide that I'm going to go ahead and just use the same paper for the top and the bottom, even though I am going to flip them over. I just figured that would be the finest way to do this. I do go in to find one more paper, and it is this quite busy one actually. It's got all of these numbers on it, and then the back is an orange and white stripe. And there's pops of orange throughout the entire layout, so I figured, you know, it would be nice to go ahead and add a little bit more. Now I'm not going to worry about trimming these pieces down so that, you know, they butt up against each other, because I've got this big strip across the entire page that I'm going to use to go ahead and cover up any of the joins. Now I was thinking about doing this mathematically and figuring out exactly how many inches I had and how many needed, how many inches I had for space and how many inches I had for the actual papers, but in all actuality, I end up eyeballing it. And you know, there might be some of you out there that absolutely need that level of precision for your layouts. I am not one of them, especially for this layout, and I say that because it's not a particularly moving story. It's not a particularly like epic photo. It's just one of the Tomorrowland photos that we liked in Disneyland. So I took a picture of it, you know, because we liked it. Now I am going to go ahead and use my Pinwheels stencil over 3 of the strips of paper here. And what that's going to do is give me a little bit more oomph on these strips of paper. So I am using Gina K. Glitz glitter gel and my metallic palette knife, and I'm just going to go ahead and place that through the stencil. Now, as I'm watching this video, I'm realizing that this is not even the real stencil. This is a prototype. So when I create new stencils for the shop, I do have a lower quality Mylar that I use. And what that does is it allows me to try out things and make sure that the designs work and they cut beautifully and all that kind of good stuff without, you know, using my higher quality, more expensive Mylar. So anyway, this is the less expensive and less quality Mylar that I'm using. So I need to go cut myself a truly good pinwheel stencil because, you know, need to make that happen. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and figure out where these go. Now I do mess around with the heat gun just for a tiny little bit to try to dry some of the glitter gel, but it is drying pretty quickly. When I am placing it on the page, like actually adhering it down onto the page, it's pretty much dry. It's just a little bit sticky. Now I'm going to go ahead and use my grid mat to kind of line up where these strips of paper should go. For example, this middle strip of paper does get placed in the exact middle of the layout, and that way I can kind of figure out the spacing of the other ones without any kind of measurement. And that works for me. Eyeballing it works for me because, as you guys have heard from me before, scrapbooking is a very emotional activity for me. I do things that feel good, that bring my heart joy, just things that I enjoy, you know? So now I'm going to use this French map paper, and I used this paper recently on another layout as well. So it's out in the lovely leftover pile, so we're going to use it again. I do take this khaki polka dotted washi tape, and I'm going to layer that on top of my matte paper. And then since I broke my ATG tape roll, I'm just using this little pink guy right here from ThermoWeb. It's a permanent tape runner. It stays on my desk as a backup whenever I either run out of both ATGs or do what I just did with this one and rip the tape gun for it. So I'm going to put these pieces down with the sparkly bits. So now I have sparkly bits kind of all over the layout. This isn't the first time that I have done this. I've also done other layouts where I've had glitter glaze and such things on top of papers and cut them out of strips. It's just something a little extra. It kind of just bumps up your strips, and you know, more is more. So there we go. I am going to layer up that khaki washi tape now, and now I've got to figure out what I am going to do with the photo and any kind of decoration, and am I truly going to journal a lot about this photo? Let's face it, no, I'm not. So I grabbed some fun foam that I had sitting on my desk, and I'm trying to figure out exactly where I want the photo to land. I decided that I wanted it to touch at least 4 strips. It just looked better that way to me. If I only had it on the 3 strips, it felt like I was kind of cutting the page in half. And then as you can see from the photo, it does span 4 strips in the photo as well. And then I have this little die cut that says just plain fun. And I think that that is cute, so that's going to go on the layout as well. Now I'm trying to figure out something to go on this side of the photograph because I left a bigger space there and I want something to go there. Just a little something. It doesn't have to be anything huge. It doesn't have to be like some sort of epic die cut or anything like that. And then I decide to go with these little clocks. And I have no idea which direction these clocks go because they're a little bit crazy. Where the dots are for numbers and stuff like that, I guess that they're more of a gauge maybe instead of a clock, but whatever they are, I figured that they could go on this side of the photograph and really add some weight to that side. Now I'm trying to figure out if I want to add anything else or if I'm kind of going to let the background speak for itself. And I decide that that is exactly what I'm going to do. The background can kind of speak for itself. It is fun. There is a lot going on. You can see it's an airplane. So I'm going to use these thickers and spell out Tomorrowland. And these thickers are, let me pull them out, Floral Spice. I got them at Tuesday Morning. And they are from 2018, and I got them in 2019 at Tuesday Morning. So there we have those. So I am going to spell out Tomorrowland, and I don't have two R's, and I don't even realize that until I start putting down the letters. I see I have a P, and then I also have an X, which has kind of the same angle of the drop down bit as the other R does. So I'm going to go ahead and place that down. So now I have two R's. I do enjoy Frankensteining up some letter stickers. It just, that kind of thing brings me joy. So I don't like to make all of my supplies work, but when I have a pretty decent amount of letters left and I can Frankenstein them up to make even more words, that brings me joy. I like that. I'm going to go ahead and put this die cut down that says Discover. And then I decide, you know what? I need a little bit more sparkle and shine on this layout. So I grab this gold glitter tape and I'm just going to overlap it on that polka dot washi and the map print. And then I just move the just plain fun die cut. And that's going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Be sure to join the Scrapping Reflections Facebook group where you'll have access to all the sketches and you can see all the amazing layouts and creations that everyone is coming up with. And I will see you guys again real soon for another video.